We got to talk about Uzumaki. This is the most tragic thing I've seen in a long time. So Uzumaki, it's an anime based off of a mangaka called Junji Ito. He's made some really great mangas. Uzumaki's like probably like his biggest one. Uzumaki, it's basically like there's this town and it's kind of haunted by like this odd curse where like this demonic presence turns everyone kind of like corrupted, and they can't stop thinking about spirals. They become obsessed with kind of like the shape of it, and they're like morphing into like these snails, or they're just becoming insane because of this power that's giving them this like almost hypnosis of like this thing. So it's just all these weird occurrences happening in this town and these people dealing with it. It's just really fucking creepy. Like it just got some really awesome visuals and unique, like eerie fucking moments.
And you've been like watching it. Like when did you first find out about it? How like,
I found out about it. It was like a couple years ago. I think it was back maybe in 2019. I had always heard the name Junji Ito, and it was like I had seen that, like, you know, like that spiral, or it was like that woman, and it's like kind of like the spinning. That was like a huge, like probably like one of the biggest like manga panels. Like you would see that everywhere.
Okay.
And finally, I just sat down and I read it, and I was like, oh, this is like really fucking cool. So when I had seen it was announced, I was like really excited, especially because it has the same composer as Ari Aster films, Midsommar, and Hereditary, and the soundtrack is fucking great. That is one thing that has remained consistently good. Something went down. Now it came out. First episode was amazing, but all of a sudden now it's 4 episodes. And while the first episode was pretty good, the animation was bomb. There was kind of like this weird thing where it's like they're kind of like cramming chapters together. So there's like stories that are now happening simultaneously, and it's kind of like it's very clear that they're rushing the pacing. And it's like, okay, everybody was kind of like, I don't know if this 4 episodes is going to be enough to tell the story, and it kind of already isn't. But it was like, hey, it looks so good, and like I think they did a pretty good job of like overall of like mashing them together. So then the second episode comes out, and it's like a dumpster fire. It's like a completely different thing. Like the animation, like it still remains true to I think the original, but it's just like a lot stiffer. They keep showing the scene of like them running on the beach, and it's it's like they're running but not going anywhere, but they're like still like it just looks so jarring compared to the first episode. So everybody's watching, we're all like, what the fuck? Like, how is this this happening? The story is getting even like worse. The pacing is just all over the place. One of the producers, he tweets out, it's deleted now, but he's like, basically what happened is the company that was making the first episode was taking too long. And they were like, I think WB, whoever owns Adult Swim, they were like, look, we're going to cut funding for this because you guys it's been like 3-4 years. So we got to hurry this shit up. The studio is like, they just drop it and they're like, all right, they outsource it, give it to another studio. By the time they handed it off to them, they probably had like maybe like a year to make it. They sit down, they make the episodes, and they know, they're like, this is some bullshit. And the producer said, we had 2 options. We put out the 1 episode, just make it a 1 episode special, done. Or we put out the 3 episodes that people worked on. It's not the best, but we just put it out because it's there. So he's like, we took that option just so, their work didn't go unnoticed, but we know it.
So they get like a chance to like, oh, see, like we did great work, but they kind of fucked things up. So hopefully they get another opportunity to tell a different story with their artwork.
Yeah, I think... I think that's the thing is it's like they like with the first episode, the studio behind the first episode, like they were doing great and they just needed more time.
Yeah.
Animes take a lot of fucking time. That's why things take so long to come out. And it's like, dude.
Like One Punch Man and like all those.
Yeah.
So long. Like even Attack on Titan.
Is One Punch Man ever coming back?
So long.
Is One Punch Man ever coming back?
It is. You didn't see the trailer for the 3rd season?
Dude, when was the last season? 2018?
Yeah. That's so unfortunate though, because like this one, like people like, I don't even care about this anime anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, how can you care about anything after 6 years?
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah. Like the project
hard.
was in limbo, I think, for too long. And they were just like, all right, let's just get rid of this. But it was like this was such a hotly anticipated project. Yeah. And it hurts because it was like, dude, the first episode was amazing. I mean,
yeah, it was great. I watched it with you.
Yeah, and it's like, how could you not give this all the funding and time in the world?
Yeah, I think
make this a good project.
I think in the back of probably, because once again, like, yeah, like people obviously care about the art and like, doing good work, but outside of that, it's like the business aspect. It's like, like we just want this to come out.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna really fucking notice, you know what I mean? It's a great story. People are gonna watch it regardless. So Who the fuck cares? You know
I think it's also, it's definitely that corporate mindset of like, dude, we don't know what this is, but it's been 4 years and we put a lot of money into this.
Yeah.
Put this the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know, like we're not talking like, come on, we gotta go. But it just goes to show, I think too, it's like whenever you see these fan animations and you're like, the reason why people are making these fan animations is because nobody's giving the care and attention these series deserve. You know, like they're not, you know, and if they are, it's very limited, you know, and we're seeing that with Uzumaki. Like Berserk's another big example. Which they actually just had a fan project was coming out this year that was like huge. It got like 1 million views in like 2 days. It was a fan made series of Berserk from the beginning because the manga has infamously had the worst fucking animes. It's like this 3D stiff nonsense. It's like if you look at 2016 Berserk, you'll have so many people shitting on it, but very much along the lines the same as Junji Ito, very dark, you know, dark fantasy type of shit. And they had a fan-made project, and this fan-made project looked really good. It was like high budget. It was going to come out next year. Like they were like kind of presenting it like it was like an official series. They came out with a trailer, and they got shut down like last week. The studio was like, it got so much attention, they found it, and they're like, cease and desist. Over now. Over. And it's like, but it just kills because they have no plans of making a Berserk anime, or at least a good one, you know, in the future. And it's just like, if you're just going to sit here with this property and not do anything with it, and then when you do something with it, it's fucking horrendous, what's the point? You know, like, I don't understand. Like, you know, it's better to look at these studios and be like, hey, let's hire you guys, or let's make this an official fucking project.
Work as a team here.
You know, like, yeah.
Give
like,
the fans what they want.
Yeah, get feedback and make something from the fan community. You know, you look at what they're making and it's like, it's crazy, dude. So, you know, it boggles my mind, but I mean, at the end of the day, and it's like weird because with Uzumaki too, it's like naturally you do see that with animes, but it's like every other season. It's like, okay, they have a studio for this season and the next season they switch. Yeah. This is a 4 fucking episode series. You couldn't get we really couldn't work with one studio and just get this done. This isn't even long. They're like 20 minutes, 4 episodes. I know it's difficult to design and everything, but it's like, it just feels so weird how this wasn't accomplishable. But at the same time, I'm just thankful we got at least one cool episode, you know? And like, we'll just see. Maybe the 3rd and 4th ones aren't as bad. Maybe they managed to save it. The project, like everybody's just basically just counting it off like it's just fucking dead.
I'm sure people are still gonna watch, you know.
What is that?
I'm sure people are still gonna watch.
Oh, people are gonna still watch, whether it's to like it or just to hate watch it. Like it's still gonna get a ton of. I'll be watching it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, this looks terrible. I'm gonna still watch that.